As you saw from the title, I am going to be doing a tutorial on kneeling the bus. So if I quickly run the game, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be doing that. So if I just go to here, to Explorer, and type in spring, these are the springs that the bus have. And pretty much we're going to be changing the properties of them to make it kneel. So if I just select both of these springs from FL and FR, I'm going to change the stiffness of it to 0. And as you can see, it did go down a bit. And what I'm going to do is change the minimum length so it can go down even further. And as you can see, we get the proper kneeling, which is good. And then to anneal that, we're just going to change the stiffness all the way back to 9,000 and anneal itself. I did bring the body of the bus up just so I can show you more easily what the kneeling will look like. And now let's get started with the scripting. So first off, what I'm going to do is I go put in the boot value in the body, and I go and change the name of that to kneel value. For the boot value, this is pretty much going to be kind of like my checker. If it's true, we will kneel the bus. If it's false, then we won't, and it'll just anneal itself. So here I go put in the script, and I just go change that to kneel bus. So first off, I'm going to get the kneel value. So local kneel value equals script.parent, just like so. So now we got that part. We also going to want to get the springs. So if I go ahead and run the game, I'm going to check where the two springs are. If I just type in spring, it's within wheels, FL, and FR. So just do for this, go to press OK. Local spring R equals script.parent.parent. We're going to go to the spring from the kneel value dot wheels dot FL, and now we just go to copy and paste it over. This one's going to be the left side of the spring for FL, and just FL. Alright, I need to change this one to FR. No, leave this to FL. Change this one to FR. I forgot to do that. And that will be the right spring. So I can just stop that part. And pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an event for this. So kneel value dot change connect function, and in the parameters I'm going to use a value. This one, in the parameters for the value, it will let me know if the value of this one is true or false whenever this changes. So for this, and here I go to change the properties of spring R and spring L. I go change the minimum length of them. So spring L dot minimum length equals 1.3. And then I can just do the same for the right spring. Spring R dot minimum length equals 1.3. So now that we did that, we'll do if values equals true. Then what we're going to do for this is we're going to do a for loop. So I'm just going to do for neo count equals. Pretty much we're going to want to kneel the bus. So we'll put in 0 for this. Our actually our starting point is 9,000. Endpoint 0. I'm going to subtract 100. And pretty much we're going to do spring L dot stiffness. And we go to pretty much change the stiffness with neo count. So the stiffness will equal to neo count. And I'll show that in the example. After I finish with this for the right spring. The right spring, so spring R dot stiffness equals neo count. Now, if I were to test this out, just run the game, and if I go to neo count and change the value of that, it actually did not work. Let me just check what's wrong. It says minimum length, it's in part of that. It's possible that I maybe named the minimum length the wrong way. Let me just check the spring and see what's wrong. Minimum length. Yeah, I mean, I did type that right, but why is it not working? Minimum length is not a valid member. But okay, now I see. I actually forgot to type in spring, so that's my bad. So just put in the spring, and I'll just reload the script. So now, if I were to change the neo count, neo value, as you can see, it just kneels the bus. And now what they can do is I will be able to unkneel the bus for when it is false. So for this, I'll do else if value equals false. Then I'll just copy and paste this in for the for loop. And pretty much to unkneel the bus, our starting point will be at 0. And we want it to end at 9,000. And we're going to go up by 100. And neo count will be within spring L dot stiffness. So pretty much what neo count does is the number will go up by 100 all the way up to 9,000, and it'll also apply that to spring L dot stiffness and spring R dot stiffness. So now if we go ahead and run the game, and if I just change, go to new value, change this to true. Oh right, I forgot that they won't be able to change that during tests. So let me just go ahead and fix that. So I'll just put in spring in here. And we should be good. So now if I test this out, I'm going to go to new value. It should work. So what's wrong this time? Spring R is not a valid member. Okay, so for this, let's just put in wait for child spring. Because it is going to spawn that end, so I do need to use wait for child. So let's go ahead and do that, and it should be fixed now. So now if I go to kneel value, it works. So now it kneels and unkneels. But though I am going to want to slow down how fast the kneel count goes down and up, so I'll just do tax.wait. And I'll just do the same for the other. And it should kneel down a lot more slower. Well, a bit more slowly when it kneels back up. So if I go to kneel value, as you see, it goes down. And it kneels back up. You can also change how much the kneel count goes down up with the third value. So for this, if I were to just change this to 10 for both, it will kneel down a lot more slower and kneel up a lot more slower. So go to kneel value, change that. As you can see, it does go down slow, a lot more slower. So I think if I were to get rid of tax.wait, should be fine now if it goes up, and should go up like that quickly. Okay, so if we go ahead, kneel count value goes down. Although it's just that when it goes up like very quickly. Like when it goes up, it just goes up very quickly, which I do not want. So I go quickly check what I could do about that. I did figure out what I needed to do. So for kneel count, all I just need to do is just add in tax.wait, and it'll just quickly kneel down by 100. And for up, I just need to change this to a positive number. And then I just did tax.wait, and it'll go up by kneel count. Plus, you can also change how much it goes down or up by changing the third number. So if I just change this to 50, and I can just get rid of tax.wait for that one, because I think I like that one more than with it. So when it kneels, we just need to go to kneel value. It goes down, and then with the tax.wait, when it goes up, like it won't go up immediately, it will gradually go up there, which is good. And now that we did that, you got your own working kneeling for the bus. And now you can choose like what kind of method you want to do in order to trigger the kneel value. So for this one, I already done lots of key codes for opening the doors. Well, just a key code for opening the door, that part I did. And you can watch that video if you want to, but I think for this one, I'll just do like I think I want to try doing this with the proximity prompt this time. Since I haven't shown you guys how to do that part yet, I might as well do that. So I just already inserted this part into here. And with that part, I'm gonna bring this into the body. Make sure to anchor that one, just as a reminder, or else it'll just fall apart. You can also do Alt A to anchor that part, which is nice. So pretty much all we gotta do is we go put in a proximity prompt, just like so. And with this one, you can change what keyboard code key you want it. It could be A, B, C, all these options. I think for kneeling, I'm just gonna go with the K. and then activation distance 10 should be fine. Object text, it'll just show a text underneath the keyboard key code on the text about the thing. So do kneel the bus for object text, and can also change the size of it. So I'm just gonna leave that to default for now. Duration, I'll just leave that to 0 so you can just trick that instantly. And now let's just put the script in for this. So we do local proximity prompt equals script.parent, and then we do proximity prompt, and the event that I'm gonna be using is triggered, because I just wanted to fire like right away, and since we have the whole duration to 0, it doesn't really matter if I did trigger.ended, but it'll only do that when I let go the key. So I'll do trigger connect function, and for this we're going to get the new value up there. So for that I'm going to do local new value equals script.parent.parent dot, oh yeah, I need another parent dot new value. So we got that new value there. So now all I can do is new value equal not new value dot value. So we'll just put value. So pretty much what this does is it pretty much does the opposite thing of this thing. So if this value was true, for example, and we trigger it, not neo value dot value, it'll become false. All it does the opposite thing, and it just shortened that code quite a lot, which is quite handy. So now all I just gotta do, I'm gonna change can collect off, and I changed transparency 1. I guess I can also do the same for the C2. Just change that 1. So now, if I were to start the game and test it out, you will have your own working kneeling bus. I guess one more thing I will do to show you guys is how to just add sound to this. So okay. Oh, right. I forgot that I do need to fix that mobile one, because I forgot I need to change the visibility of that. So let me quickly do that. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm adding back the sound way for the for loop at the top, so that it'll be able to take its time to kneel down slower than it was before. Yep, sorry about all those buttons there, but now if we go ahead and test this out, go into the bus. So when we press K, it will kneel the bus, and when we just press K again, it will just unkneel it. And yeah, there you got your working kneeling bus. So now what I will do is I will add sound to this. So let me just go ahead and where do I want to put sound? I guess I can just put it with this part for now. No, actually seat. I go to just put the sound with the seat. So this one will be our kneel sound. And now all you just need to do is just grab a sound that you have. So for me, I just get to use my own audio. So let's just check what we have. Maybe if I just type in Neil, I would have that in there. Yeah, I could insert this. No, actually, I'm just gonna use this one then. So I'll just insert Buzz Neil. I'll just get rid of that one. And then I'll just put that within the bus seat. This one will be Buzz Neil. So now let's just grab our sound for Buzz Neil. So local Buzz Neil equal script dot parent dot parent dot parent dot drive C, and then we're going to get that Buzz Neil for the sound. Pretty much all what you can do is just in here we'll just do Buzz Neil play. So pretty much what will happen when the if I go to Neil value, when Neil value is changed, it'll change the minimum length to 1.3, and then it'll play the sound. Then it will start to Neil bus or up depending on what the value is, and that should be good. So now if we go ahead and test this out, you'll get a Neely bus with the sound of it. If we just go ahead and go into the bus, and then we just press K, as you can see, it kneels the bus. Press K again, and then unkneels the bus. Anyways, I hope that helped you create the kneeling for your bus. And I should have tutorials from the previous one that you can also check out. And there'll also be the next tutorial there whenever I release that. So have a great day.